Alright, this is part 2 of the review of the Sig Pro and the cleaning of it. Sig Pro 2340. Now you can take your slide, and you take your barrel, you pull it forward a little bit, and then rock it out and slide it out like that. Put your slide down. This barrel is for 40 caliber Smith & Wesson. You can also swap this barrel out for a 357 Sig barrel. Just switch the barrel out. It's about $125. Same gun, everything else is the same. Even the mags are the same. If you see on there, it says 40 Smith & Wesson 357 Sig. So it'll take both rounds. So that's pretty cool. I know the Secret Service used this pistol and they use it in 357 Sig. Okay, now to get this back grip off, I usually use a Sharpie marker, but I'm going to use the bottom of this toothbrush. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put the crook of your hand, your left hand, into right underneath the trigger guard here, and then your index finger around the back here, and you're going to want to push this way with your thumb and push this way with your finger and have a constant pressure. And inside here you can see that there is a rectangle in there. It's hard to see. In the back there's a rectangle. You have to push on that. You can just take this, push it in, and kind of push motion like that while you're forcing this way, and it will pop off pretty easily. Then you can slide it right off. Then you can see in the back here there's a bunch of springs and mechanisms for the hammer assembly. And for the hammer drop. Now I'm just going to take a rag and I'm just going to wipe everything down good. Make sure you get the little feed ramp for the round here good, because that's a place that carbon always builds up. Wipe it down good. Wipe the guide rod down good. And the spring. This retention pin, wipe it down. Wipe down the inside of this grip. Even though it's plastic, it still has oil in there. And let's say any of this stuff in here did rust. That could have transferred some rust to the inside of this plastic grip. And you don't want to take this grip off, clean the pistol, remove the rust, put the grip with the rust in it back on, where it transfers the rust back to the metal surface for it to rust again. So wipe down all this area, everything you can see, that's just everything you can see basically. Make sure you wipe down inside the hammer here, inside the magazine well. From both top and bottom. Wipe down these two rails here good. There's always a lot of carbon built up on there. Inside here and the outside here, carbon builds up. Wipe that down. Wipe anything in here down. Now that everything's all wiped down, you're going to want to take the toothbrush or a nylon bristle brush of any kind, and you're going to want to get inside every little groove in here to get out any little particles. I don't know if you can see all that crap in there. That's just from today's shooting, because I clean all my guns after every time I shoot, so just toothbrush in there real good. Make sure you get inside these rail grooves here on both sides. Particles, metal, shavings and stuff can get in there. And all these little parts inside here, make sure you get all of that. These little grooves up here, these little milled out half circles here, make sure you get in there. That's a spot that stuff collects. I think they mill it out so that any gunk that gets in these rails gets pushed up there and out of the way so that it doesn't interfere with the action of the pistol. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's the only reason I could see. Make sure you get the face of the bolt here, bolt carrier, the fire pin holder. In the front, all these little grooves here, any little grooves, gotta get them good. Along the side, next to the sight, both the front and the rear. All the way around. These little grooves here, the grip, so that you can pull the slide back. I've found that if you use it a lot without gloves on, eventually there can be dead skin built up against these rails. So if you just take the brush and you just go back and forth with whichever side of the rail it's on, force the bristles up against it hard and go back and forth until you can't see it anymore, sliding down, and that usually gets rid of all of that. You just want to have that out of there because your skin is corrosive to metal. Make sure you get this back part where the back of the firing pin is. Gotta just pull in one direction. It makes it real easy. If you just go back and forth in the long rails, it'll just push the shavings back and forth. Well guys, we're gonna go to part 3. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in part 3.